Well, what I do is a lot of litigation, a lot of non-competes, a lot of defending companies against discrimination claims. And I was recently chairman of the Smaller Business Association of New England, which is a group going back to the 1930s that is meant to protect the interests of smaller businesses throughout the six-state region. SBAN. And in that capacity, I got involved very heavily with a law dealing with non-competes, which came out during the 2009 legislative session. And we took a very tough stance against the law because right now the law in Mass is very favorable to smaller companies, entrepreneurial companies that want to protect their IP and their trade secrets.
There's some good news for us, Rick.
Right, that's right. And we wanted to keep it that way. We do want to keep it that way. In fact, there was a case that came out recently from the Superior Court. Judge McIntyre, I believe, wrote a very great opinion having to do with a startup company in Newton that invented a specialty radiological, let's say, system where you could put sort of like an X-ray on a cloud computing device and have a radiologist in South Africa, say, look at the same exact image as the one at the radiologist at MGH.
I think we know those guys, right?
Yeah, it sounds very familiar.
Like somebody who was a guest once.
Right. Well, it was a breakthrough in that area apparently, and the person who was the chief sales guy for the company decided. Well, he was sort of taken away by a competitor, and when he was going out the door, they found out he had downloaded all of his laptop computer stuff onto a MacBook and a whole bunch of stuff like that. And even though the judge found that ultimately, at least at this stage, he hadn't transferred any proprietary information, she said that he would inevitably do so because of what he had in his mind when he left, and therefore he could not violate his 1 year non-compete.
And 1 year isn't too bad for non-competes.
It's not too bad, and like I tell a lot of people who say to me, well, what if I can't work? What if I can't do this? What if I can't do that? I said, well, look, most of the time we work these things out. We actually negotiate people out of them, or we make sure that if they're going to go work for a competitor, they're not in the competing part of that business. And they actually tried that in the Life Image case that I just mentioned, but the judge, I think, was a little leery because turns out the fella had erased some evidence when he was under a preservation order. So I think she just felt she wasn't going to let him do that. But EMC has done that with people. I've read those cases. EMC is a big proponent of non-competes.
It's nice that they paid